work anymore. So what happened? And more importantly, can we bring back Wing Chun, bring back the respect? Let's have some story about the history of Wing Chun. So over 300 years ago, in the shadows of the Shaolin Temple, legend tells of a nun named Mui. She watched the fight between a snake and a crane, and form is developed, a system of directness, speed, and precision. She passed this knowledge to a young woman named Wing Chun, who used the art to defend herself against a local warlord. That victory gave the art its name. From there, Wing Chun was handed down through generations. Dong Chan, Chan Hua Sun, Yip Man, my Sifu Lee Sing, and me. So Yip Man, who took it from the Secret Hall of China to the busy street of Hong Kong, and then came a teenager with fire in his eyes. That's Bruce Lee. Bruce absorbed Wing Chun's principles and carried them to the West, using them as a seed for Jeet Kune Do. Suddenly, the world saw the speed, the explosiveness, the philosophy of Wing Chun. For a moment in time, Wing Chun was on top of the world. Everybody wants to learn Wing Chun. In the 70s and in the 80s, so many Wing Chun schools and so many masters. When I was teaching in the early 70s, there was no Wing Chun, right? There was no Yip Man. But after the movie, the whole world is for Wing Chun master. But Wing Chun was never just about fighting. It's about efficiency, directness, control of the center line. Chi Sao trains sensitivity and reflex, simplicity in movement. So we must know the core values of Wing Chun. We have to be very clear. It is a philosophy of like not wasting energy, use structure and muscles, adapt flow like water. In Wing Chun, in theory, the perfect martial art, but theory alone does not win fight in the ring or even in the street. So why does it fail? When you watch Wing Chun versus Muay Thai, the Wing Chun step in with chain punching, bang, bang, bang. But the Thai boxer just take one step back and delivers a crushing leg kick. Suddenly, the Wing Chun fighter cannot stand. Or Wing Chun versus the BJJ or grappling. The Wing Chun fighter throw a front punch again, but the Jiu-Jitsu fighter shoot for a takedown. Now the fight is on the ground. Wing Chun have no tools left. We never taught to fight in the ground in this situation. So, and many schools only teach you the theory, Chi Sao, no sparring. So Chi Sao became a game, not a fight. Students drill form but never pressure tested each other. Wing Chun became trapped in his own theory. Meanwhile, Muay Thai fighters were kicking pads, MMA fighters were sparring every day, and boxers were sharpening the timing against live opponent. When Wing Chun stepped in the ring, it looked unprepared. Not because their art is weak, but because the training became weak. You just go and train the form, the techniques, and worry about the center line without understanding the real practical use of Wing Chun in the street and how can they adopt it in the ring. And think about this. Bruce Lee once said, "Bots don't hit back." He meant that martial arts must be tested against resilience and resistance. Muay Thai fighters kick heavy back until their shins turn into iron. Boxers spar hundreds of rounds before stepping in the ring. Wrestler green every day, grind every day with live takedown. And in many Wing Chun schools, students only touch hand, repeating the same thing over again, never feeling the chaos of real combat. That's why when Wing Chun faces this art, it's not like a paper sword against a real steel. So this is some of the problems. Of course, I can list more and more to come. But in this video, I would like to, how can we bring back respect? Because I've been training and teaching Wing Chun for 50 years. I've been sparring all my life against different styles of martial artists. But is Wing Chun finished? To me, absolutely not. In fact, the art can rise again, but it needs a revolution. Pressure sparring. Jiu-Jitsu is beautiful, but it must lead to full contact sparring with gloves, headgear, and resistance. Cross-training, just like Bruce Lee, Wing Chun must be tested against Muay Thai kicks, wrestling takedown, and boxing punches. Only then will the weakness become strengths. Modern conditioning strength, stamina, explosiveness. Without a strong body, the Wing Chun structure cannot hold. Fighters in the rings, they are strong. Physically, mentally, they prepare. The world only respects what it sees. Until Wing Chun fighters compete successfully, then people will still love the Wing Chun. The art must evolve just as it was born from change 300 years ago. It must adapt again today. To me, I love Wing Chun. My life is Wing Chun. I've been teaching for over 50 years of my life. I don't believe Wing Chun is dead. It's not dead. It's simply asleep. Its history is noble. Its philosophy profound. Its values timeless. But if we want the world to respect it again, we must breathe life into it. Not by hiding behind tradition, not by quoting philosophy, but by proving once again that Wing Chun works. But because when trained correctly, when hard discipline and evolution, Wing Chun is still one of the most dangerous, most efficient, and most beautiful arts in the world. It can win in the rings if you are trained properly. So, the first thing, in my opinion, I would suggest that all these so-called Wing Chun master, stop calling yourself master. You don't go to learn in Hong Kong or China or any part, few years and become a master. It takes years. That's number one. You can call yourself a teacher or coach or instructor. Number two, condition yourself. Weight training, gym work, strengthening your body, speed training, pad work, do all these things. Not just the form and qi-sao. Sparring, lots of sparring. I mean sparring not to kill one another. Practice your technique. Practice your reflex when attack, defend. Learn from your mistakes. You see, when you spar, you get hit. Doesn't matter. It's part of the training. That's the grassroots. And then once you feel confident, you want to fight in the ring and stuff. As an amateur, as a beginner, you might win, you might lose, but have a few fights under your back. Then you get experiences of ring fighting. It's not that simple. Just because you don't, yes, self-defense is straight different. You want to hit a guy one punch and knock him down. That's a different story. But when you want to train yourself in the ring, it's a completely different story. Don't forget that. Because in the ring, you need stamina, you need conditioning, you need to understand your opponent, and most important, experiences. So most Wing Chun fighters have no experiences. They come like that. They get killed. And you can see all the time. So this is video I would like to tell our fellow Wing Chun practitioner, coach, instructor, even you call yourself Sifu, please wake up. Wake up to the new world. People are not interested in your history. People are not interested in your qi-sao and your amazing technique. To us, to me, it's amazing. All people interested in, can you beat the hell out of that? That's the story. So there's two words I remember that my teacher would tell me. Wing Chun